has to get his 2 cents in.
Today we're out here. We decided to bring the ducks outside. They're getting pretty good size, so we figured Hey, Waddles. Chill. So I'm trying to get them out here and get some sunshine. Let them get a chance to see what it's like to be outside.
Are they in there?
They are doing a little bit of swimming there in their little water pan. But for being ducks, they are pretty cats, chickens, whatever you want to call them. You get anywhere even remotely close to this pen, and even when they were inside to do the same thing, they just huddle in a corner and then stay away from you until you kind of back off a little bit, and then they'll start doing their thing. But initially, when we first brought them out here, the chickens all kind of come over in this one corner just to check them out and see what they were all about. So they've been out here for a couple hours now, and the chickens have lost interest in them. So we'll see how it goes. We put them in these A-frames that we used last year when we raised the meat birds out here on grass. So we'll move the A-frames. We'll start out by once a day, just kind of judge it off of what they're doing to the grass underneath it. That way they're give them a fresh bathroom every day. So we'll move it at least once a day. Then if we need to, we'll move it twice a day. But this gives them a chance to have access to fresh grass and be able to keep the bedding costs down for us not having to put new bedding down in the stall in there, in their little pen in there. Plus, they just need to be outside. So they seen Brittany move and they took off. So we'll see if they count it back. Hey, there's a couple dandelions. That'd be good for the bees to come through.
Bee food.
Yeah.
There. Other people's weeds, but not for us.
Yep.
That's some bee food.
So, I figure we'll keep them out here. Just keep an eye on them. Make sure they've got plenty of food and water. With the way this A-frame's made, this end of it has the metal on it, so that way it allows them to have shade. So even though it's warmer out here, they'll be able to get in a spot for shade. And then once the gate is shut, we're inside the livestock fence, so it'll keep other critters from being able to come after them tonight too. So if we decide to leave them out overnight, or if we decide to pin them back up at nighttime and then bring them back out here tomorrow. So we haven't quite made that decision yet. We give them a little bit of space. I can at least see them drinking.
There's a couple of them in there.
Yeah. That gives them a chance to
Be
kind of
ducks.
be a duck instead of. But they're definitely. This is a first for us raising ducks, and I can definitely tell you from the difference between raising the ducks and the chickens so far is a very noticeable difference in the rate of growth. I mean, you can even tell a difference. Hey, quit throwing mulch at me. So
When the chicken is scratching.
I'm throwing it clear out here. But you can definitely tell a difference. I mean, I say almost daily.
Daily,
You
yeah.
can kind of tell the difference in their size in comparison to a chick that grows a lot slower and takes a little bit longer to grow. But they're, hey, look how big Waddle's feathers are when he's standing up there.
Mm-hmm.
they were, both batches were right at that 1 to 2 week of age when we got them. So we're getting pretty good size pretty quick. So
Well, we plan on whether we keep them in the A-frame or not, but eventually that first door, this section will be pigs on top of the highness. From there over a little bit will be another section for mine and Tony's layers, and then we haven't decided whether we're cutting that into 2 more groups or what, but one section will be for the girls' flock, and then if we keep the ducks by themselves, we'll have to do one for them. But we have talked just to add them in with our layers.
right, and then I'm possibly gonna take over that front corner of the pasture.
Where the
And
lean-to is.
I'm gonna move the lean-to. I'm gonna drop and finish dropping those last 3 trees. Move the lean-to back to where it was, if not a little bit further down, and then build a smaller lean-to to put in that section, and then I'll farm fence that corner off. So the goats will have that corner, and then
All the animals will be outside.
everything will be outside, but we can have access to get them into the barn if need be. But that way we can get everybody out. There's lots of things that just good old sunshine can handle that being cooped up in the barn doesn't allow them. There's certain bacteria and things like that that being outside will kill. So that when they're in the barn, we gotta, for one, it's just more work when they're in there cleaning stalls.
They're really getting in that water now. But yeah, definitely a lot more work when animals stay in the barn
Right.
and in stalls.
But they're animals; they need to be out. There's certain times that you want them inside. If you got one that's sick and you're trying to separate it off, that it makes sense to have them inside. If you got one, some people bring their animals in when they're gonna have a baby, whether it be a calf or a goat kid or whatever the case may be. But our cows, unless there's going to be a problem involved in it, we like them to deliver out in the pasture.
And so far they all have.
So
They've all pastured outside. Or not pastured, but gave birth outside in the pasture.
yeah, all of ours have been, they calve outside unassisted. We don't have to get involved in it. So, and that's the kind of cow that we're looking for. We're looking for ones that are easy calvers and make sure that we don't have to intervene in it. So.
They're over there having a heyday.
Looks like they're finally figuring things out with us leaving them just a little bit of a gap there. That way they can do their thing. So, yeah. Now we've got the attention of the cows too. Some of them are up at the water trough looking at us. We've got an audience. But hopefully we'll get these khaki Campbells to end up producing eggs for us, and then that'll give us another source of revenue around here. They'll be able to sell the eggs. That way we can get back a little bit from what we're spending to feed them and those kind of things. It's another reason that we wanted them out here, kind of foraging a little bit. That way we can kind of reduce their feed just a little bit compared to what they're normally used to getting. So. going and what we think is working and what we might change in the future. So, but as of right now, they seem like they're catching on to what they're supposed to be doing so far, and in return, so are we, since this is new to us. So.
We just knew that you don't want to introduce water too early to them, because with them not being around their mom is what teaches them when they're babies in the wild how to swim, what they need to do. So if you introduce water to them when they're really young, they could drown in it. So they're old enough now that they should understand how to maneuver around the water.
Alright, well, thanks for spending time with us today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're not one of our subscribers, please subscribe to our channel. If you have comments, leave those down below. Feel free to check us out on other social media. And we'll see you guys tomorrow.